All right, guys, we're just doing a quick warm-up, combining like terms and slope. Make sure that you fill out your name, the date. Make sure you do 2020, just a good practice to get into so that you have the full year. And this is for basically, can you think of period as your cohort? I should have changed that. All right, now the biggest thing here is knowing what a like term is. Remember, a like term has to have the same variable to the same exponent. Or if it's just a constant, which just means a number, you put those together. Since 9a, there's no other group that has an a in it, the negative 9a just comes down. The negative 8 and the negative 1 are going to combine. They're both negative, so they add. And I'm done. These are both r to the same power, so I have a negative 9 and a positive 2. If you think of this as 9 steps backwards and 2 steps forward, your net reaction is just 7 steps back. Then the distributive property. We're just going to take whatever's in front of the parentheses. That means multiply to everything inside. So 4 times 5a is 20a. 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 10, 20. 2 times 2, 4m. Now notice there's no second step here. Because this one has an a and this one doesn't, we cannot combine anything. Notice that this one is just a number and this one has, it's 4m, so there's a variable in this one. We cannot combine. Now this one though, you'll notice this one has second step. Again, we're going to just distribute. The 4 is going to distribute to the m. I'm going to bring this 9m down so that I can use it on the next step. 4 times m is 4m. 4 times negative 6, negative 24. 9m plus 4m, negative 5m. 3 times negative 2b, negative 6b. 3 times 6, 18. Bring the 5 down. Now again, we're just going to look and see what we can put together. Are there any other groups with b's? Nope. So this one's just going to come down. These are just numbers, so they're going to go together. They're both positive, so we add. I know I'm done when I have all the letters in one place, all the b's together, and all the numbers together. So I'm done. Rate of change. So this one's pretty simple. We're going to just label it up. Rate of change just means slope. And if you guys remember, the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's your formula. So label it x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to set it up. Slope equals y2, subtract y1, x2, subtract x1. It's important that you have these labeled. If you do not have these labeled, I will hand it back to you and ask you to fix it. Then you can just put this in your calculator. I'm just going to show you how to do it. Negative 20, negative 4, negative 24. Those are both negative. So those would add negative 21. I can think of this as 3 times 8, and I can think of this as 3 times 7. The 3's would cancel out, and I would get 8 over 7. This one, same thing, x1, y1, x2, y2. Again, I'm going to set it up. 15 minus 13. Negative 10 minus negative 2. Ooh, the double negative. Remember the double negative means? Hoping you remembered it means a positive. 15 take away 13, just going to be 2. Negative 10, positive 2. Something, I always think of it as money. If I owe somebody $10 and I pay them back 2, I still owe them $8. And this would reduce to a negative 1 over 4. Rate of change. Again, this is a fancy way of just saying slope. Draw your triangle. They were really nice and they put the dots on there for you. Every time it asks a question on slope, if you draw Mr. Slope Man, I will give you extra credit. You have to draw him correctly, but I'll give you extra credit on tests and quizzes. This is 2 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on the side. So my slope is 6/2, and that reduces. You have to reduce. That just reduces down to 3. And this is a positive slope. This one's a negative slope. I'm going to just automatically write the negative there so that I don't get it wrong. One, two, three. Oh, I just used my negative as a fraction. 1, 2, 4. My slope is -4/3, and I'm just rewriting it so that this doesn't look like 3 lines in my equals. It's important that you write clearly. That's it, guys. Good job.